You recording?
Yep.
Okay. Roll call. Rick Kirkab.
Here.
Danny Buendia. Randy Neese here. Kathy Mitchell.
Here.
Hannah Daniels.
Here.
Paul Buckner. Natalie Pietzmeyer.
Here.
John Murphy.
Here.
And Paul Furness.
Here.
Okay, we have a quorum of 5. 5 out of 7. So.
And hopefully they'll walk in. We'll see them.
Yeah.
Then we want to go to the approval of the minutes from the January meeting.
Yes.
Does anybody have anything that changes or questions or anything from that? And do we want to motion?
I'll make a motion to approve the meeting minutes.
I'll second that.
Who's second? Natalie? Oh, Kathy. Okay. All in favor? Say aye.
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 Thank you.
Let me,
Here's somebody. There's Danny.
what's up, Danny? Sorry. Let me bring up something really quick. Sorry, but you guys can proceed. I'm just getting ready for public comment.
Okay, yeah, so we'll
Yeah.
move on to the public comment of all the non-agenda items.
Well, I in my email with the agenda that I sent out for you guys, I did include something about just something kind of new in Colorado legislature and how, how the
Okay.
town, the Bella from our planning department brought it up to the board and kind of just talked about kind of changes going forward as Colorado's, facing the realities of drought and how landscaping should kind of reflect our climate out here. So I linked this. This is the where it linked to was our agenda for that board meeting on the 10th, February 10th.
Paul, we're not seeing that on our screens.
Are none of your screens on?
Nope.
No.
They're on, but not showing.
They're not.
that.
They're on, but
Oh,
The blue screen of death here.
I used to know how to turn those on.
sorry.
No, I'm sorry.
I looked at it. If you just want to just talk us through it.
Okay. Well, I hope you guys got a chance to look through it. Basically, there is new legislation that just passed in Colorado. SB 24005 is basically prohibiting the installations of non-functional turf, artificial turf, and invasive plant species on commercial, institutional, and industrial property. So, kind of the short end of that is that we'll probably see less and less non-functional turf in developments as we don't need turf-covered right-of-way strips. At least you guys can still see it on the monitors up there. So, hopefully that I think it'll be a change for the better. But it just might mean that developments going forward might need to be a little more mindful of this legislation. I stopped by at town hall today to actually talk to Bella if there was any other implications or considerations coming from the town. Really just like the bill says is that going forward, any of these new developments proposing these non-functional turf areas will have to pick something else with more hopefully either drought resistant grass varieties or what I think we'd all like to see is more like perennial strips like this, xeriscape perennial strips, something that does just better with lower water and actually looks pretty nice and inviting.
Some of those pictures are pretty nice.
Yeah. So they
Good
actually
examples.
went out and found some of these areas and they look really nice. The one thing I just double checked on though was, you know, like I was like, yeah, the turf isn't great, but you know, if it's got one purpose, it does need irrigation, and therefore we know that the trees in the tree lawns have some form of irrigation.
Right.
So I was like, hopefully, you know, developments going forward, will have some form of irrigation at least installed to support the tree. Down here for me. I don't know how to turn
Are you familiar with the guy, the new?
Yeah.
I figured probably.
Yeah, we're like the last Mountain West
Okay.
state. Oh, that was perfect.
So just
It's
right
on
click
that,
on this.
Wow.
that actually implemented that.
This one. Okay, cool, got it.
And another part of the rule too,
No, you're good. I appreciate you stopping by. All right.
another part of the language of the Senate bill is that, you know, they can't broadcast irrigate. So everything has to be point irrigation.
Mm-hmm.
So trees, it doesn't matter what's in there, even if there's not grass. There shouldn't be any sprinklers.
Right.
So yeah, hopefully, I'd at least hope, you know, that the town works towards at least some landscaping. I know every developer is different. You know, I don't know if the town would just settle for just a strip of like rocks in the front. But at bare minimum, if there's still going to be a tree there, I would certainly hope that there's a bubbler, a drip emitter, a ring, anything to support that tree. So, yeah, just some new stuff going forward.
Is that going to have an effect on the arboretum plan? Any redesign or anything?
No, there is no turf planned in non-functional areas.
You said.
So the street trees are in the town code. Like, shouldn't there be a water requirement in that also, or irrigation?
I mean, there probably should be. I wonder if the lines are getting a little blurred. Because I mean, the lines are already kind of blurred in that area. And then, yeah, I
Just a question.
feel like we're somewhat in a happy medium right now. But yes, that is a good point. Like, you know, I see some that you know, they don't even have grass, like let alone an irrigation system. And you know, trees are unfortunately hurting from it. And maybe they're out with the little hose and sprinkler more than I see, but yeah.
Like, you mentioned it with regard to like builders in the future. I'm just saying theoretically, hopefully that should be solved if they're having to build based on the code.
Yeah, like installing some form of
Yeah.
irrigation. Oh yeah, like I guess that example I gave, I see it a lot in the older neighborhoods.
Yeah.
And a lot of these newer neighborhoods are, you know, they're it's a house equipped with irrigation, or they've been here so long that whoever has been through there has probably installed some form of irrigation that is supporting their landscape and their trees. So
What was that Senate bill number that you gave?
it is right here,
24.
SB 24-005.
Sorry, while we have you paused, what's artificial turf? Can you just define that for us to make sure we all understand?
yeah,
I think it's
Which-
in there. I think it's in the bill.
Yeah, it's actually a pretty short bill. I kind of read through it. It's like 4 pages. That kind of like gives definitions of all this stuff.
Okay.
Artificial turf, I would assume, is just like the you know, neon
Plastic.
colored plasticky, yeah. And it's weird that it's in here because it requires no water, but
But it's non-recyclable.
it's non-recyclable. It's usually installed with a lot of plastics and rubbers, and it's, you know, it actually really doesn't dissipate heat at all. It actually
Yeah.
magnifies heat. It
Exactly.
gets really hot. So, you know, part of this, you know, if we're gonna move away from turf, which actually does kind of cool, you know, it does require a lot of water, but it does cool a little bit, to like basically stuff that's giving off more heat, rocks and artificial turf. You know, they're just better.
It's
ways.
problematic to plant trees in artificial turf.
Yeah.
They usually
I
don't make it
imagine,
Yeah.
Yeah.
because
That's
the air and water is just totally closed off.
Yeah.
That's a dirty secret about it, is getting rid of it.
Yeah,
It
there are
has
piles of it
a
in places
lifespan.
in the middle.
Yeah.
West.
Lifespan, once that's done,
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah, I don't think they really recycle it,
you can't.
yeah.
Yeah.
We went through a whole thing on this.
Yeah, it's nasty stuff.
I'm sure there's better forms of it, but the stuff I've seen that the district installed is like chipped rubber as the infill,
Mm-hmm.
and I mean, like you could imagine for a football field, it's
Mhm.
like a pile of tires out there, and it's loose in there.
It's
It
not
can
going.
Yeah.
travel wherever it wants once it's kicked out of place. So, yeah, it's it's maybe it's a great in between right now, but I mean, it's not a perfect solution by any means. So, but yeah, that's all I wanted to bring up. That was kind of new as of well, it took effect January 1st. But yeah, there was a board presentation by Bella on February 10th. So
So is the town going to come up with guidelines on this then?
I imagine,
Will we for design guidelines?
yeah.
Yeah, I mean the state requires it, so
Yeah.
that's the overarching.
There was an interesting. I watched the video, the recording of the board meeting, and somebody asked about what about developments like kind of, not fully finished out, but like maybe between phases, and those might be grandfathered in, where
No.
maybe they're more than halfway done, and they're not just going to have like one section of the neighborhood just be like, all
One
different.
way.
Yeah.
So
They
Um,
reference some of that if it's already been approved or started construction or whatever, I think.
I think,
Yeah.
you're right.
It's
Yeah.
allowed, but anything that starts construction after the year, I think.
yeah, I don't know about stuff that maybe has been in review for a while. 'Cause there's
Yeah.
a lot of developments that are, still in the review process.
Yeah.
Those take a ton of work.
Yeah.
And
Ugh.
to kind of, I don't know. And maybe it's pretty copy and paste. Just the same landscape plan on repeat. But so yeah, that's just something new. Again, in the email I sent you with the agendas last week, it's got links to this. I think I was able to find that the link to this bill on some Colorado governmental website.
Yeah,
And
and
then
you
I-
sent it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and then it links back to this presentation if you guys want to go through that anymore. But yep, just wanted to bring that up.
I had a quick question on the cost share program.
Mhm.
Are you going to limit it to one tree per property? I think you talked about that before.
Yeah, the wording in it is 1 tree per property frontage per year.
Per year.
Yeah. I think some questions I've gotten when I've gotten some feedback is, what happens if somebody's coming back year after year replacing the same tree? And as of right now, I don't really have a good solution to that. Maybe it is going to be a problem. Maybe it isn't. I think one solution therein is that I'll be talking to them through this process, and maybe I can help them find a solution. It's an obvious problem, which would why their tree is dying. Another thing I added in there, kind of related to that, is I have these planting guidelines that was just like a good planting guidelines for all trees, and I actually put a little point of a signature at the bottom of it, so that people have to sign that as well. That it's like, hey, you read and acknowledged everything on here. That means like the watering and
Yeah.
all the care, everything for a new tree. So, if we go back and say like mid-July and a tree's just fully wilt in the 100-degree weather and it's bone dry, it's like, hey, you're not gonna water your tree at least, like, and they come back next year, I'll be like, well, but
Did we ever get a judgment on Randy's question?
Yes, I was kind of talking to them about that, but yeah, with everybody here, so basically, the town's approach to make it a little more equitable, at the start is to we've got a couple departments here that have all the HOA main contacts, all their emails, and so when this officially goes live, probably sometime this week, we're gonna send out an email to like every single HOA, just letting them know like, hey, this is a new program the town is offering, just as a purely informative thing. And then it's up to the HOA to kind of move that on to their residents from there. But after that, we've kind of done our little like, hey, you know, get the word out as equally as we can, and but from there, you know, if you're a part of your HOA's landscaping committee or just a, you know, a neighborhood, you know, neighborhood Lorax speaking to the trees, we'd prefer if you, you know, just do it as such, somebody from your HOA's landscaping committee or somebody who cares about the trees. I wouldn't preface any conversation about the this street tree cost share with, you know, prefacing it with like, as a member of the Berthoud Tree Advisory Committee.
All right.
You know, it kind of implies that. Again, it was part of that training that we all took. That I can't remember exactly what part of it, but Randy, you were there. So yeah, it's okay to talk about with your neighbors as neighbors. You know, it's something going on in town, but you know, approaching it with the perceived sense of authority coming from the tree advisory committee was like the
Forewarned.
yeah.
Well, just to confirm, so is this, you anticipate this being a multi-year project, like approved thing?
Yeah, I hope so.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, this first year, you know, I'm hoping it goes slowly and smoothly. And, you know, if it's a great success, I mean, maybe we could start to ask for more or, you know, recommend the board that we up it or, you know, get a little more money in there so we can get more people in. So, yeah. It's pretty good. Again, my one thing is I just hope to see it, you know, being used all over town. I really hate to think of the instance I've come across where, you know, say just like two neighborhoods are filling out all the applications and then the money's all dried up and then everybody else we have to turn down. And so, yeah, I just want to make sure it's equitable for all people in town, for sure. But it does say first come, first serve. Not much we can do about that.
Yeah.
So yeah, good question.
One other item on the agenda was you sent out some information on the meeting that we had.
Mhm.
The, what is it, a CIRSA meeting?
Mhm.
And just, I don't know, was there anything you wanted to kind of bring up to anyone who wasn't there?
I
Or who was there even?
yeah, no, I thought it was a good meeting. The slides kind of do it justice, but there was some really good Q&A where, you know, it's a slide deck, so you can't ask it questions. So it was really good to be in person, and some good questions came up, especially from our group. But if you haven't had the chance to, I sent that out also a couple weeks ago, and it might show just some things. And also, yes, another thing about that is the town is working on emails for committee members.
Right.
That might be rolling out here soon. I just got kind of a confirmation from Keith, my boss, just today that is for sure going to happen. But as for the rollout, we'll see. I mean, it might just be a separate email. The town uses Outlook, so it might be like an Outlook invitation to like set up or whatever, set up your account. And then once we have everybody's accounts set up and everybody, you know, it's working for everybody, we'll probably just completely switch to that. I will not be emailing your personal emails anymore. I will just be emailing your Outlook, you know, tree advisory.
That works.
And I think what it sounded like is it'll all be individual. It won't just be like a group email that like bounces it to your personal email
Right.
or anything like that, which again kind of gets a little messy. So,
Yeah. I think one of the things that was highlighted on there was basically kind of treat everything you do as a we as a member of the whole board
Mhm.
rather than an individual, which I
Yeah.
doubt there's any problem with
Yeah.
anybody doing that, but that's one of the things that came up. That, and then I think that the liability portion is much less for us as an advisory committee as opposed to, what do we term that? Like a decision-making committee that makes decisions about individuals in town or their property or what, that type of thing. So I guess don't lose any sleep over it.
Yeah, I don't know. I think y'all are
It was a good review of the sunshine laws.
It was,
I mean,
yeah.
That's very
Yeah.
appropriate.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's what was great about it. She gave some stuff like off the script, off her PowerPoints that wasn't, the language of the law. That is like, this could technically fall into the sunshine law, like if you're, discussing tree advisory stuff, and, might need to be public knowledge. So, yeah, it's worth reviewing those slides if you haven't. It's pretty quick refresher. They are pretty information dense slides, but there is a
Goes
lot of
fast.
information. So,
Okay. Anyone have anything else on agenda items?
Yeah, I could maybe give you guys kind of a quick update on where the Arboretum's at. The board moved that forward to an invitation to bid, I believe on January 13th. It's still waiting to be sent out, but had some recent discussions with Administrator Kirk and then Deputy Administrator Olinger. Here's kind of the tentative timeline right now. Right now, they're in initial final discussions, I guess, for sending those out. They should go out to bid tomorrow. They will hold a March 17th pre-bid conference with all the people that responded. By April 7th, they should have all the bids in hand, and we'll be reviewing those and interviewing the finalists. And hopefully staff, in theory, will have a recommendation for the board on April 14th with those bids in hand. And the board will decide whether they want to proceed with one of those bids that have been sent in or not. And likely by May 4th, contracts will be completed or close to them. So things will move forward in May if the board chooses to go forth on the 14th. Whenever it comes before us. But one thing I'd like to ask, I guess, is to provide feedback to the board on the tree committee's stance on this, where it's at going forward, whether that's tonight or at the March meeting. I think it'd be helpful to carry a motion by this committee for it to let the board know where you guys are at on completing the Arboretum or not. Or if you have additional questions on it, feel free to shoot them my way and I will convey them up. Tomorrow we'll be having a discussion on Richardson, but the Arboretum will likely be part of that discussion if we have the time for it and stuff, but it will be discussed in the coming meetings as the current terms wind down. A number of the board members will be on their last meeting. I believe it's April 26th. I don't know. April 28th is when the new board will take their seats. So, any kind of motions you guys want to make for or against, or any questions, I'd love to take them up to that level and forward them for you guys. So, that's all I've got, I guess.
And what is the date you think would be good to present to?
Tomorrow.
Well, I don't believe we'll be having any presentations before then. The drawings are complete. They're wrapping up the final specs and information that needs to go out for the invitations to bid. So I can certainly ask those questions or convey any kind of for or against to the board before then, but that discussion and that probably final decision will happen on April 14th.
April 14th.
is there gonna be a set available in the city house here somewhere that can be looked at either by the bidders or by us?
They received the 100% CDs. I don't know if they have. We could definitely get those forwarded for you guys. If you want to get that, Paul.
Yep.
I appreciate that.
Is the motion just like a general support of the concept moving forward, or?
You guys can make motions on any matter that you choose. That's a little more helpful than just kind of just getting a verbal agreement or not, you know. It just formalizes it a bit more. So.
I think we'd have to write something up for all of us to review and
Yeah,
take a.
Doesn't have to happen tonight.
Okay.
I'd say that gives us
It's totally at the board's discretion.
at the March 16th meeting. Can we set some of that aside to
discuss. and then
discuss and come
vote.
up with a coherent
Some sort of
motion? to the
motion and
town?
support.
Yeah, just motion and support, and/or with questions. Of course, in the meantime, we could send questions
Absolutely.
your way.
Yep.
And is that a problem, sending individual questions your way from the board, or?
No, typically when you're sending emails and stuff, obviously you don't want to get into discussing things. Usually you just want to forward your question to me or the concerned party. Staff can obviously directly answer you, but we just don't want to get into an email discussion outside of the public's view, if that
Right.
makes sense. That's a big part of the sunshine laws. Anything that you're doing digitally is very similar to, you know, how you would handle it in real life. So when you have 3 people on a chain or more, obviously that really runs into those problems, I guess. So, yeah, if you have a question, you can definitely include everyone. Just please do not respond to it or get into discussions on it and stuff. And usually you want to send those separately.
Did we talked about this at that meeting, possibly, now I know your time is limited, but send our questions maybe through Paul.
Absolutely.
Would that work? And that way
would be
we could
probably
avoid
more appropriate.
any individual complications.
Did anybody have any questions that they wanted to get on there for tomorrow night?
Right now is great too. So, but get those CDs, or Paul will get those.
Anybody else with questions about that? Was it meeting then on the 16th about that, and then review and then come up with a some sort of statement to the town board?
Do you want to work on it on the 16th, or just like maybe have something to review?
Well, that's what I'm thinking. If we want to have something to review, then we're going to have to do some work beforehand, right? So I don't know how we would accomplish that.
It doesn't really have to be something super formal either. I mean, it can just be like,
The advisory
Expressing the
committee
value
supports-
of the arboretum,
Yay,
yeah, I
Arboretum.
mean, if you want to go
What
into
do-
length
how
about
will-
it,
enrich the community, and
Yeah.
This doesn't have to be super formal. It just can be literally like a 2-sentence statement.
Yeah.
Or
whatever you
2
guys
thumbs
decide.
up.
Or more than that might be.
I'll send a
Well, then we can handle that on the 16th, right?
yeah,
Yes, I think we can. I don't think
I-
we're looking for any oratory here. It's just.
yeah. I mean, I hope you guys don't feel intimidated by
You're not
it.
going
But
to
yeah, it could just be.
filibuster on this or anything?
Gonna read your greetings.
Okay,
So I'll
Thanks,
add
Sean.
maybe just a review of your guys' motion to confirm a message to the board about the Berthoud Arboretum. I will include that on the March one. Cool. And then I will also look into the getting out the 100% CDs. I actually, Sean, I have a question. Maybe you might know the answer to this. That infrastructure improvement that's going along Berthoud Parkway, has that been discussed at all?
You're talking the crossing at Lake, or where?
The water sewer mains on the west side of Wagner.
I don't know where that stands. I would assume that would be part of this.
I just don't know if or maybe Danny, if is that being included in the price of this project now because it's gonna happen at the same time, or
No, it's separated because water department is an enterprise industry, so they will be funding those infrastructure.
okay. Oh, cool. I just was hoping that wouldn't like pad it and make it seem a little more expensive. Because yeah, okay. Yeah, I didn't know. Just double check.
Yeah, and that's really what we're waiting on for the final to get it out to bid.
Mhm.
Those drawings.
Okay.
Okay. Any other?
I guess I thought of another one.
Okay. Almost.
Yeah. So I was actually bringing up to my boss, just making sure that it was okay for us to remove some more mature trees in town. They're kind of struggling mature trees, and I was just double checking with my boss that they weren't like somebody's memorial tree or like the mayor planted them back in the '80s or something. As far as he would be able to recollect, but he told me it'd be a good thing to bring up to you. So I've actually got a handful of trees I have kind of flagged as potential struggling trees. I'd like to do that we would my department would like to swap out for better trees. The first one would be at Roberts. Sorry, I don't have like on the ground photos of these, but we can just go through street view. The first one is this is Roberts Lake or Roberts Pond. There is a crabapple right here that has looked like that for 3 or 4 years. It's very, I don't know, it might just be the variety that it is, but it has not done anything. It doesn't have luscious tip growth or anything. It's not moving. So I just wonder if maybe it's just kind of stuck in a rut. And I brought it up as, we could swap it out with something that could probably thrive there.
Mhm.
Like, again, I just was making sure, it wasn't an old Arbor Day tree or something. I hate to do that, but yeah, I just think, especially with this new sitting area right here.
Yeah, it'd be nice to have something more attractive.
And also another thing I was talking about with my crew is with this whole sitting area here, this could also be a potential spot for Arbor Day. And, I don't know. That could definitely be a planting spot right there for just a better, healthier tree, basically.
Since you're talking about Arbor Day planting area, what about the east side of Roberts?
Like
The other side of the lake.
the no
Like
man's
that.
land
Yeah.
kind of area.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's really the dead space.
I know.
I bet.
I've heard it's kind of like they kind of are
Whitewater
keeping
table.
some funds or some plan.
Okay.
I don't know.
Okay.
I could bring it up. There's just nothing out there right now,
It's
Yeah, that's what.
and there's no irrigation too.
and
Which
it's not really used at all.
yeah, it's unfortunate because it's wide open. I mean, really, there is just this concrete culvert that runs through it that just is drainage off of Roberts Lake. But yeah, it's just a weed patch right now. I really think it could be a great addition to Roberts, but sounds like as of right now, there any plans for it installed.
Wasn't it proposed at one point to put the tree nursery there?
So yeah, the tree nursery there. That was one of almost the last directions the town forester before me got. And he even was as far as to like order all the trees for it.
Oh,
And I went and picked up all of his trees. This was after he left, and they were all supposed to be for Roberts. But then it was just kind of like, I think by that point, I don't know if the Arboretum was even much of a serious thought, but I think they had an idea of a park that it was the arbor or the nursery was going to go right here,
Okay.
and it was kind of iffy. You know, again, water issues. I'm sure the main line for this park ends somewhere right here, so it wouldn't be that hard to tap into. But another concern is that all this is downhill from this pond. So, I mean, even though the drainage is lined, I'd be a little concerned about wet soil.
I remembered that. There was some discussion of that.
So I don't know. The other trees I had that are a little more safe to remove are these 4
Yeah,
honey locusts in front of kind of this stretch of the Nielsen Greenway. I think they are all in bad shape with no. They've got scarring on their trunks, sun scald. Fortunately, their canopies still look good, but I mean the trunks are just like oozing, and the whole south sides of them are just gone. And yeah, it's just been something I've been.
Is it from like mowing?
Kind of sun scald, and yeah, you can see a little bit of mowing damage, like kind of right at the top of the circle.
I was thinking about that for the other tree location. It's like right in the middle of that greenway. So you might have to like spike it or something.
At least, you know, like this looks like maybe a mower, just given the height of it. But one thing we actually went and did was, I don't know if I had pictures of it, but we went and bought like this big corrugated drainage pipe, and made a whole bunch of little sleeves to put around our new trees. Because it's actually not the mowers that get them. I mean, mowers still do hit them, but our mowers aren't that negligent. It's the weed whips that'll just like, I mean, yeah, they'll get them pretty good. So we made these little shields for the base of our trees out of those. So, but yeah, we about once a year we get them. Some good mower damage on one of our trees. But yeah, I was asking if we would be okay to swap out these 4 trees because it's actually like a gradient, like this one being the worst, and then slightly better, slightly better, slightly better. But that by no means means this is a good tree. They're all kind of in bad shape. So that's just another one I've suggested we could swap out to do something a little healthier, a little better, something that's got a longer term outlook. Yeah, just something else I wanted to bring up. It wasn't necessarily in my agenda, but
Okay.
to bring up.
I mean, would you dispose of those trees, or would you try to plant them somewhere else and use a spade?
Oh no, we would dispose of them.
Okay.
They really don't have much redeeming qualities about them. They're pretty bad. Yeah, the street view doesn't really do them justice. And unfortunately, we're looking at the north side of the tree.
The
but-
opposite side.
2 years ago.
Yeah, and 2 years ago, but they're pretty rough.
So your process, so you're going to speak with
So,
your boss, somebody about that?
I mean, he told me to
If-
bring it up to you guys. I think he's okay with
Okay.
it.
He's
And,
Well,
okay.
I don't know that anybody would know if they were legacy trees or, planted
They
by
haven't been
somebody
there
for
that
some
long.
reason.
yeah, they're definitely not that old. These are probably like 7 to 10-year-old honey locust trees, is my guess. So
If we are replacing those, could we give a bigger offset to the sidewalk from where they currently are?
that wouldn't be a bad idea.
Because they're kind of close.
Quite close.
Yeah.
A lot of room
Mhm.
to not make.
I think we could do it a little better here for sure.
Okay.
Better tree variety. And
Okay with me.
all that, so.
Probably leave it to your expertise. And
Yeah.
you see them all the time, so.
Plus, there's a lot of honey locusts out
Yeah, I know. A row of 4 honey locust, and lo and behold, this is why you don't, go all in on one tree. I mean, they're all oozing. It would not be surprising if, like, it probably most likely is the same disease that all of them have.
Cytospora is what they get
I
there.
think it's something like that.
How far down that strip does the city property extend? I
This
see
way?
Yeah, because I see another tree.
Yeah, this is it's an oak kind of hanging in there. Actually, this one is ours too. So kind of like you see that edging and that sign right there. I think both of these oaks are definitely in town property. They're doing okay. This was a pretty big undertaking, but we do want to kind of refresh the irrigation down here. It's not in the greatest shape, but it still works. So
So that next tree to the left is the property owner?
yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
This kind of doesn't land right on the property line, but you can see the edging.
Okay.
Where the bench is.
Yep. So yeah, those are just a couple areas I'm looking at. Just being more, I've been telling my guys like a tree that we didn't plant, I like to ask,
Yeah.
because like I just never know, who or is a special tree to somebody. Now trees that we plant that don't succeed, it's like get that out of here. Let's get something good in there. I don't know. I'm much more inclined to just rip something out, replant it if I planted it before. So
Are you looking for recommendations for varieties of trees?
yeah, I'll always take recommendations. I honestly, if you guys ever see anything in town that are just like, hey, this tree sucks, you could let me know, and
What's that thing in the ditch there?
huh?
Yeah,
like a
that looks
willow.
sad.
Yeah.
Oh, an elm.
That out of there.
Actually, no, I think this is a willow. We've kind of done some work cleaning out.
Yeah,
this
you
ditch.
have. Yeah.
There are I think there's still a naturalized ash somewhere back here that we really got to get cut out. But yeah, that's kind of a tough area to take care of. But my guys try to keep on top of it the best they can. So, this is a really cool area. If you guys haven't been down here, I really like it. It kind of switches from a more up the Nielsen. It's concrete lined, and my open space guys keep that mowed, and it feels parky. But then you get down here, and it's a little more wild and natural, and the stream bed is unbound by concrete. And if it wasn't so steep, I mean, we would do a lot down there. But unfortunately, it's quite treacherous. So, and it's kind of doing its own thing. So we
The
just kinda
neighborhood
let it.
cats like to
Yep.
hunt down there.
Yeah.
Nice.
We've met many, I wouldn't say generations, but we've met many neighborhood cats down there. You don't end up seeing all the time anymore, but yeah. That's pretty cool. I kind of like that part of Nielsen.
I'll put in a vote for the swamp white oak and
Okay.
the purple catalpa.
Good choice.
I'd love to get some more of those.
Okay.
Are they fruitless, the catalpa?
They'll have
No,
pods on 'em.
They got pods?
yeah.
Oh,
That's Paul's job, though.
Something to play with.
Yeah. All right, well.
Yep.
We're good then. We'll move on then from public comment to discussion items. First being the committee goals for 2026. And I think you included that in the email, is that right?
I don't know if I included anything in the email about this, but I did. Well, I wanted to throw it back to you guys first. If you guys have thought of anything else
that's what we had.
you'd like to do, or what we'd like to work into this year, I wanted to throw it out for you guys real quick. But then I'll bring up my usual thing, which is the growth awards, which I can always use help with. So yeah, I just wanted to kind of bring it back up. Still, we're right in the beginning of the year, so good time to set goals. The list of growth awards again.
Yeah.
they're cool, guys. I really like them. It's got some cool citizen science things. It's just like I don't even know where to begin, because it might be like a program I'm not familiar with, or you know, just like I was telling somebody, I think I was telling you, Danny, it's like these all don't have to be done by the forestry department. That's why I like
was
bringing them
gonna
up to you
say,
guys every
right.
year, is because yeah, like a lot of this stuff can be from volunteer groups and all that stuff. I mean, at some point it has to be like recorded by me, so I can obviously submit it for these points for the growth award. But and the other thing I really like about these is that it's not just like, oh, you did this, here's 2 points. A lot of these are like, you know, setting up programs for monitoring or recording or measuring, and hopefully like giving a town a taste of, you know, some new thing that they might not be taking advantage of, so that they can maybe make it into a program or add it to their town forestry's tool belt and stuff like that. Taking advantage of, you know, community initiatives, citizen science, taking advantage of like new computer programs to measure like tree canopy coverage and all this stuff. There's a ton of really cool things in here. Some things I just, you know, I'm like, I don't even. I mean, budget increase, yeah, and it's broken up. Building the team, measuring trees and forests, planning the work, performing the work, and the community framework. So they've divided them up into categories that are pretty nice. So and I mean, this is 116. There's not exactly 116 categories, but I mean pretty close. So budget stuff. That's new funding source. Yeah, it's kind of also like the funding stuff is all. There's an example. One or more individuals with urban forestry or allied professional credentials, landscape architect, urban planning, or horticulture were added to the community forestry team during the year. Could be municipal staff or consultant, eligible one per position. So, yeah, I mean, like you could see how the town either adding a horticulturist or landscape architect or even a consulting landscape architect or horticulturist could benefit the town on more projects. Again, it's not just do A, receive 2 points. It's you know, stuff that strengthens our town's forestry and commitment to our trees.
So maybe like if we end up with new hires for arboretum,
That's what I was
if they
wondering.
fit one of these positions, then we just get points for it.
Basically, or sometimes you have to be a little smart about stuff like that and kind of just frame it right.
Mm-hmm.
So to like fit something like this, so
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
I don't. That's a good point. Like maybe, you know, we see that coming down the horizon, and it's like, hey, you know, change the job title to horticulturist or something,
Yes,
and then we can
that's what-
earn points for a growth
Already,
award.
yeah.
You know, just yeah, like kind of just being familiar with these, you know, kind of can help stuff like that. I'm not gonna. I will say we've gotten the growth award the last 2 years. I can't remember if it's 2 or 3 years, because you only need 10 points to qualify for a growth award, and you can see some of these are like a lot of these can be up to 5 points, but they're only one time. Only eligible one time. So once you've used it, your town doesn't get to use it anymore. But you know, more of the stuff like each year gets a little lower, but they're kind of valued appropriately to how big of a milestone it would be for your town. So yeah, I always like to bring them up. You guys can always help me. You know, if you want to try to take on one of these, I think that's great. Or just recommend them. Again, they're really cool things to work towards. So I always bring them up this time of year to say like, check them out. I'm always open to try some. I might need a little bit of help on some of them, fitting them in, but
Can you discuss at one point talked about the tree inventory there. You're
Yeah.
looking maybe updating some of that, maybe on the newer subdivisions, even for the open space areas, or
We're kind of looking through our tree inventory because my guys have kind of almost recorded just about everything out there. So like, really, what it now is yes, there's a dot on a map, but whether or not that's been the tree that was there when it was first recorded,
right.
a lot of stuff could use DBH increases, stuff like that. Yeah, I think. I mean, maybe we could do like a field day. I could like show you guys the like basically the back end of that code tree view and how to like enter in data. I mean, give you my measuring tape. It's really not that hard. I mean, I think it'd be pretty easy to follow up on. Most of the tree varieties are well, some trees have been swapped out, but you know, even just DBH. I mean, you're just doing this. Nothing much that could get like screwed up.
We could have like an outing instead of an inning, like most of our meetings.
Yeah, I know. Yeah,
Do you do anything with paid internships within your department?
No,
No?
I don't think so.
Well, when you were up, I don't know how many slides back ago,
Mhm.
I thought that looked interesting, and the appeal was right there, the green jobs. So essentially, I think that would be focusing on, well, equity, really, in the field of forestry. So youth, women, minorities, or underserved segments of society, providing internships. I noticed that Northern Water had like 4 or 5 different paid internships, which I thought was really cool. And so, I don't know, that might be kind of a nice thing to bridge, I think, between your department and maybe schools. And I'm thinking high schools. So when you say if you want to take on one of these, what do you mean by that? Like, if I took that on, what does that mean?
Well, I mean, this one. Does it say specifically paid?
No, it doesn't. It's just
Okay. Well,
that would be very engaging, I think, if I was a high school kid and
Yeah.
get paid to hang out with you guys for the summer and
Yeah.
help you out.
The stuff that's like specifically like budget increases and stuff like that can be a little tough because we're on a very like,
Money.
yeah yeah, and it's a yearly cycle. Like you know, going into next year, we need to have a plan and some good stuff written out. Like, hey, we're gonna hire somebody for 8 weeks in the summer to do this, and you know, probably wouldn't be that hard, but need to have like a program written for them, and you know, very fleshed out plan for like, hey, we're gonna have a forestry intern measuring all of our trees. So like this would be like, I guess in this instance, like this would take a little bit of forward planning, like maybe setting the framework for it this year, but then going forward, kind of coming back to like if that framework was there and we kept getting approved for funding, you know, we already get seasonal staff, so like we already have a pretty good idea of how much it costs to hire, you know, a high schooler for the summer. It would be like, hey, can we get you know this again for our forestry intern, and he's gonna go around and update our tree inventory. Then just year after year, it's just like, all right, we got A10, yeah,
Right.
you know, it's
Well, if it's something that the board or you or the department is interested in, I'm happy to partner in that endeavor.
and I mean, I can send these out, or yeah, I'll just send out the link to this in a follow-up email. I mean, really, it's just you can just search Tree City USA Growth Awards, and it's the first thing that comes up. Yeah, they've moved it to like a downloadable PDF, so it does start a download when you click that. But yeah, that's where it takes you to, and there's a lot of stuff along those lines too. There's a lot of stuff about equity and like underserved neighborhoods and stuff like that in here. So like there's like I said, these are all really cool, and I wish I had the time to invest in all of them. And again, they all set up a cool, again, it's not a lot of these kind of can be seen as like a one and done kind of thing, but a lot of these, if you think about it,
They're kind of like ongoing programs.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So like setting the framework for something like this.
A11 right here. I got you. Make JHAs. That's what I used to do anyway. For
Yeah, you want to help me make some
oh
GHAs?
man, yeah, easy. Every
So-
year you get 4 more points.
Yeah. I tried to write out a couple JHAs, and they were it's a very interesting thing. You have to think about every little thing that could go wrong in any job or working with any equipment. You have to have an imagination, quite the imagination.
OSHA actually makes a really good template for it.
Do they have any pre-made ones? Just kind of like copy and paste, and like, here's our chainsaw JSA. Like,
Kind of. That's what I would do. I'd make it for each task, and then it'd be like, oh yeah, this tool, this task.
Oh,
that'd be good.
It's pretty easy.
Because I was just like, I thought I had to make them all from scratch, and that was pretty daunting.
I would think
I
even
gotcha.
the MSDS protocol for maybe your poisons or whatever it is that you
They
use.
changed them. Their
Oh, is it SDS?
SDS now.
Really?
Has it always been SDS?
No,
No.
I thought it was
the
M.
manual
MS.
for a
Oh,
while,
so
and now it's the
SDS. What does that stand for? Safety.
Material safety data.
It's just the safety data sheets.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's, SDS. I wonder if that works. Actually, I had one of my guys took it on to compile all of our SDSs in a binder with all the warning labels, all the labels, and all the local healthcare facilities, all that stuff. So he
Oh.
made some nice like pre-made SDSs for everything that we deal with chemical-wise. So
The requirement used to be that you had to have the physical, but now everything has a QR code.
yeah,
Huh.
So you don't
But
actually
we
have
st-
to have it on you.
we still keep it in the truck. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
Plastic laminated, right?
yep. Oh yeah, no spills on those. I don't know. I would suggest looking through some of these. I always kind of look through. I think one really cool one last year was getting our wood, our like big chunks of wood that we had piling up at wastewater donated to Biochar now, and that counted for. There's something in here about urban wood recycling or utilization.
Oh, okay.
I was actually able to, provide them with the receipts and the stuff I signed for Biochar now is like kind of like intake program, and they happily took it because they could always use more fuel to make more biochar. And if you guys aren't familiar with biochar, it's like a biochar making
Facility.
biocharcoal.
Yeah.
Or is it just biochar?
It's charcoal.
Basically, right?
Yeah, yeah. It's a facility that makes it out east near I-25, kind of near Ursa Major, and they just burn wood in a way that makes this like really useful charcoal. And they happily took all of our wood, got it off our hands for free. Otherwise, we have to pay to dispose that, and it actually gets put to use in like a high quality product, or at least a useful product, not just ash. And actually, one thing I really wanted to do was keep going with that. And biochar is actually a really good soil amendment, and it can actually clean waterways and stuff like that. And I was gonna see if I could, hey, I donated to you. Like, let me get just a little bit of their product so we can start testing it actually back into Berthoud's community. I had theories about putting some biochar in Roberts Lake and seeing if I could like clean up a pond or trap some nutrients in cleaning out a pond and use it as a soil amendment.
And then you get smoked fish. Pour it out. That's how it
Yeah,
works.
The fish you catch out of there already got that smoky taste.
Do they restrict what type of wood? I mean, would they take cottonwood?
They took everything.
Yeah,
Really?
I think they
Most
just
of what we
burn
had
it
was-
so hot that
Yeah. Most of what we took them was Russian olive, and we had chunks of cottonwood. But yeah, and then I mean they were taking like big stuff. Like if you're thinking like small loads, I don't know.
I have a question.
Yeah.
This may be beyond the scope of this discussion here. Getting back to ponds, so I'm a little bit concerned about the pond at Pioneer Park because as the ice was starting to get thin, I saw kids going out over, walking on the ice. And should it perhaps be considered to have like some sort of a life ring buoy or something? Because as neighbors, we were just talking, well, what would we do? And I'm like, well, I don't have rope. I mean, not beyond calling 911. And I don't know how deep it is, but if it was a
not
3
deep
or
right now. It's almost empty.
but if it was a 3 or 4 year old,
Yeah, no, right.
So I just was curious
You don't
about
need
that.
much.
I mean, you can say no swimming, but
Yeah, which it does.
it does, it does, but yeah.
Yeah, that's
Invitation.
not a bad idea.
You'd have to make that vandal resistant somehow, I imagine too, right?
And UV resistant.
Yeah.
And
I wonder if you
resistant.
could like put it up on the wall underneath the pavilion, that like furthest for the that pavilion that kind of points north.
Mhm.
You just mount it on the wall. I know it's kind of far away, but it is also the closest like under shelter, not getting just baked by UV.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Then it's like, yeah, should we have one at every waterway?
Something I wanted to bring up quick, like you were talking about, Natalie, doing something that maybe requires more budget funding, is Sean has mentioned number of times
Here
that if-
comes the ask. That's all right.
pushing us all over to Sean. But if there is something like you were looking at, or any of us were looking at it, Sean has mentioned that ask him and he can bring that before the board for request for funding, right?
Yep.
Start spending his money. Yeah. But yeah, it's if you're looking at something saying, well, it's going to cost so much money, there's a way to go about that.
Well, and the program would need to be developed first, I guess,
Yeah.
and
Yeah, they.
to figure out the budget. And,
Yeah.
In my experience, you don't just be like, "Hey, I need $8,000 like for what?"
No.
Yeah, you gotta.
Don't ask.
Yeah, you gotta have a pretty good. This is the problem. This is the solution. This is what we're gonna do. Like that. So, yeah, I mean, well written out, curriculum,
curriculum.
or program, or job description or anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
Some of the reason I'm a little hesitant on a money one is, or anything with the budget, is because it's probably going to have to go into effect next year, kind of like mid-year kind of stuff like that. So a lot
Well,
of work and a little messy.
right. And you do need to be looking ahead, I think. I mean, we can't just limit ourselves to what can we do only tomorrow. So, but again, if there's not as much of an interest, I'm not pushing for it. I just was inquiring about it. Yeah, and I'll take a look at the other slides, and I would be interested in doing something with equity. So I'll take a look and see if there's something more
I mean,
approachable.
I definitely like even doing more with like interested high school students. I do so much for the elementary schools right around this time of year with Arbor Day, because I just enjoy it. I love sharing my passion about it. I'd love to maybe teach somebody or mentor somebody or show them what the industry's like before they're about to hit the make decisions about what they want to do with their life and what kind of career they want to go into.
I was going to bring something up, Paul. I've got a number of connections on that point as well, and setting money aside, do you and staff really have time for like a couple of days or weeks during the summer to do kind of an educational test program of some sort with high school or college age kids and stuff?
I could definitely make time.
Okay.
Yeah.
I just want to make sure you are comfortable with like that happening.
Yeah.
Because I could reach out on a few of those things, and I'm sure if you guys have connections, you can kind of explore that idea.
I could definitely make time. And,
Okay.
I could, you know, if it was even bigger, and I needed some more staff help on that, I could definitely just make them free too. You know?
Yeah, absolutely.
So yeah, I think that'd be great. I mean, you know, not really similar, but like Brandon has done his tree walks, and
Mhm.
usually he's kept those to the weekends. But even you know, even if it's a weekend, I think it's cool. I'd come in and do a
Okay.
weekend. I wouldn't even flex off or anything. I would just.
Yeah.
I wonder if you could include them with the Arboretum in
Mhm.
some way
Oh, I
with
could
its
see.
development. I think they'd be very excited about that.
Yeah, help me make sure trees are planted correctly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, or even just, you know, getting ahead of this for an arboretum programs for interns or volunteers or something.
Well, that's a great idea.
Yeah, because, or even writing out the frame. I mean, I don't know if it's in here specifically outlined, but laying out the framework for volunteers out at the arboretum, because we probably use all the help we can get, even if we get new staff. There's always, and we got so much interest in people asking about how they can volunteer at all the events when we were talking about the arboretum. A lot of people were just like, how do we help out? Get to work on figuring that out.
Could you incorporate something like that into, at least a portion of it, into Arbor Day?
Oh, yeah.
Like,
Just, you know, if you had high school students, maybe something after the planting or during the planting, or something that would kind of expound on what you did and what was done.
like actual volunteers there on site, or just,
Possibly, yeah.
But you're trying to relate it back to the awards, right?
Yeah, or
Oh.
or you're talking about getting high school age kids interested in, like you said, you could talk to them about it, show them that kind of thing.
Mhm.
Maybe, just while you have the community there or something, invite high school kids to do that at the same time.
Either way, it might be good to start getting like a list going or a way where you can share opportunities, because once the arboretum is started, like who knows, you might want to have like a plant day, or if like eventually we do like a run to support the arboretum, or you know, like volunteers are going to be super important for all that stuff. So just like some forethought.
Did you sent out the emails, right?
Yeah, I sent it to you too.
Right.
Example.
So I saw. Okay.
yeah, those volunteer emails.
Yeah, more. It's just simple. It like no flash to it.
Yeah, yeah, and it doesn't need to be. I feel like
Yeah,
that might
it
be kind of
doesn't.
like
And that's more
intimidating.
sustainable.
If you walked up to volunteer and you're gonna like, so yeah, I don't know. And also, you know, that's just what I wanted to bring up here. But if you guys also have any other goals, I think these are cool because they're all right here. They're all guidelines, and they directly affect our community, our urban forest. So I think they're pretty cool.
Should we add that as a task item for our next meeting?
That's a good.
For the
Well, yeah. Either way, that we should have, you know, goals that we can all bring and then vote on whether they meet the intent of our organization, and then figure out how to move them forward, whether they fit the growth award or not.
yeah, we could do that. I'm gonna set that as an agenda.
Say that again.
Well, we have that on the agenda here, don't we?
Yeah, I guess
Uh,
that's more broad goals.
Just to
than-
make a motion. At the
Well,
next-
we were talking about having more action items to do, so I feel
Right.
like talking about the goals is not the action item.
Okay, that
Figuring
differentiates.
out our
Okay,
goals
That's what I'm
differentiating.
and bringing them to discuss on.
Well, like these, yeah,
Yeah.
these things we can do for the Arbor Day Foundation, for the points, to come up with some concrete things
Okay,
to do. Maybe once we're on the agenda, everybody says, well, I've got this, I've got this, I've got this, and decide on which ones we'll do. Rather than
But
That's a broad idea.
talking about that next month. Like we'll table it for now and do a little research, and then we'll have an action item on the next meeting.
Yeah, and I think in the meantime, then people can take a look at this. Were you gonna send this out, a link to this?
Yes.
And as part of that, we can, everybody look at it and say, hey, I can do that, or I think we can do that, or I suggest
Get some
we try to do
inspiration.
this, or whatever, so. Right? Homework, right?
Well, just so that we can keep track of who's gonna have what, if they volunteer for something, I would propose, I could put this on a spreadsheet that would include enough of this information that you could then have a column, assign it to somebody by name, or whether it's even an eligible item. And at least that way we'd have a summary that we could go down. Like if Natalie wants to take on this particular item, we make sure that that assignment's given to her and everybody knows and can focus their assistance to her on that. Just so we're not
Okay.
doubling or
You're right.
leaving something out. So I'll prepare the spreadsheet and I'll send it out to you for distribution.
You want to do that before we winnow it down?
Before the
Okay.
March meeting.
Yeah.
All right.
There are 116 slides.
Yeah. Well, I'll try to get it boiled down to where it's just a couple of
Nitty-gritty.
sheets. Yeah.
I wonder
Right.
if they might.
Randy, another thought could be that we just find things that we're like, oh, I like that, or I'm interested in that, or I'd be willing to take that,
Well, then
and
we
then
could,
like propose versus trying to do all of them. Or maybe I'm not understanding.
Hey, I'm just going to take a recap of this portion and say, like, I'll have a column that'll have a brief description, another column 10 points, another column one time only, and then have the person that's going to volunteer for trying to achieve that set of points, they'll be assigned to that.
Do we have a list of what we've already gotten the one-time onlys, though?
I can look into those.
I just want to say Randy from.
Yeah, that sounds like a lot
Yeah.
of work up front.
well,
no, it's
this is
easy,
just a blank
so.
template anyway, right? I mean,
No, I'll extract all this information and put it onto the spreadsheet.
okay.
So that, yeah, and then if Paul says, well, we've already achieved that point, then I'll just gray it out so that we know that
Yeah,
we're
that's
not
good.
That's a
gonna.
great idea.
I think the only like one-time onlys we might have used is like I don't even think we got it the time I applied for it 'cause I was reading it wrong. But I'll go through it too
Okay.
in my past applications and see just what we've done.
So I'll try to get that to you in the next day or two, along with the meeting notes when I send those to you.
And maybe while I'm going through past applications, I can show you guys what I've applied for in the past.
Okay.
Just stuff that fits in, or maybe it was something we more actively done in that year. But
Okay.
just stuff that the town does and technically
So
qualifies as growth boards.
now then,
Cool.
are we going to review that then at the March meeting to decide who's gonna do what we wanna do?
I think if Paul sends that list out, and then we can start to see those items that are eligible, like Natalie can send something back to Paul to say, well, I'll take item number 25. We'll put her name next to that one, and then maybe by the next meeting, she can have whatever her thoughts are that we can then assist or vote on, or whatever step we're going to take at the next meeting. But I'm just trying to condense all this down. This is a lot to look at.
Yeah.
And if we can just get it to a point where we can eliminate some of those because we've already applied for them, or some of them are we just won't be able to get, and then it'll get us to the eligible ones that we'll be able to go after. Okay.
I think it'll also having that, it's like a living document.
Yeah.
We could easily get 1 year, qualified for it.
Yeah.
And start planning for future years.
I was thinking that too, would you say it's 10 points per year?
Yeah, just 10 points.
So there's no use burning up
Right.
50 points in this year, right? We can
At least
continue those
all
on.
the one-time onlys. like, yeah.
Yeah, right.
Sometimes it's good to have those in your pocket. for, like,
Yeah,
a-
so that,
a
and that's
slow
a good
year.
way we can tell then too.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Let's keep moving.
Yep. Okay, we'll move on then from the committee goals unless somebody had something last second. Okay. Then Arbor Day poster contest 2026.
Nothing much here. To be honest, I just wanted to bring up I did get contact with both schools about doing the assembly that I have done the last 2 years. Really, nothing much is changing with the poster contest. Last year we talked about maybe a theme, giving the poster contest a theme to kind of help the kids. Last year it was trees and their friends. I don't know. I could just either we could talk about it now, maybe think about it. Action item next meeting. If you guys
Is that enough time?
Huh?
Is that enough time if we
Well, is,
Uh,
I'm confused.
decided on the 16th of March, or do you need more time?
yeah, I'm trying to set these up. These meetings with the schools around the end of March.
And this is the poster contest.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, the theme for the poster contest. So I don't want to like try to just get something out of you guys, and maybe it's not gold tonight. So if you guys want to think about it, and maybe just I don't have anything. I'll be honest. So if you guys even, I guess one thing that kind of helped was this actually helped me set up my presentations for last year's little assemblies at the schools. So I think it kind of works. I go in, I talk about the poster contest, talk about the theme, and then my whole like presentation and my talk is kind of like last year, Trees and Their Friends. I talked about insects and ecosystems and how animals interact with plants and how plants interact with animals and all that stuff. So kind of got their fit the theme a little bit. We didn't really get a ton of drawings like that, but again, if it just helps like spark a little creativity, I think it's
Sure.
How about trees and their colors? You know, like different colors during different stages of the year, or you got some trees that have red leaves. Just something along those lines of trees and colors and how they relate.
yeah, and it's already a coloring contest. So.
Yeah.
It's a great idea because it also will make the calendar more vibrant. Potentially.
Yeah, I really like that. I was gonna say I really like the ones that do the 4 seasons.
Yeah.
But like I don't know. I like them all. I don't want to say like do it like this. And I want 100 applications all like this. Because I like this one last year. But I was thinking seasons of trees. But again, that would heavily give us all one type, maybe, or your favorite season of tree. I don't know. Maybe because it also is calendar. We'll have plenty of application or plenty of maybe winter and spring.
Another one with the colors, that was a good point, but bark color also.
Mhm.
It's not brown.
Yeah.
You see them all, but there's some variation, enough variation in the color. I think it's kind of interesting.
I've got that one written down, but yeah, I don't know if you guys want to think about it. That's kind of how I use it, at least. Again, I use it as like a kind of guide me. Trees and colors. That'd be a really cool presentation. Find some cool pictures online. Look at how colorful this tree is. Isn't that crazy? And they're like, whoa.
Can we just email you then
Yeah, I think
between
just
now
like
and then?
yeah, like direct email.
Okay.
I think that works fine.
I had a question about, do you need any help with that presentation?
About it. Last year it was a PowerPoint,
All right.
super simple.
I was just thinking Natalie seems to have the education thing
He was volunteering.
going.
I was voluntold.
Yes, exactly.
I mean, maybe I'll run it past you and just like get some.
It sounds like you've had success.
Yeah. Well, part of me like setting it up is like I walking through like everything, like how I'm gonna talk about everything. So from start to finish, I like setting them up and think of all the fun ways I'll talk about them. Yeah. The other thing I was thinking, just based off the STEM night, I had a lot of people really interested in the microscope stuff.
I was gonna say, bring your microscope.
I was gonna see if I could maybe get like the little camera that you could mount to it, and then like just
Show it up.
just like maybe throw it up on their projector screens and just like look at that. Because like
That was
they really struggled, like, or at least
Focusing.
some people really struggled, like getting it right in sight, and then I had to keep focusing it and all that, and like if I just had it set up where it was a camera and I'm doing everything, I'm like, wait, look at that, that's crazy. I think just like me when I was looking through a microscope when I was that age, I was blown away. So I think that could be a cool one, like the trees or something.
Yeah.
That's an idea that or at least that's the best I've come up with so far.
I'll check the library because there's some really good library books about trees that would be good themes.
Yeah,
So I'll check that too.
that would be cool too. Even a book to tie it to.
Okay. Arbor Day poster comments anymore?
Yeah, we'll see what we get. I'm hoping I could do 3rd, 4th, and 5th grade this year, because last year I only did 3rd, and I feel like our applications were. I mean, we still had plenty to pick from, but it wasn't quite like that first year when I did 3rd, 4th, and 5th. It
Yeah.
was incredible. And plus, it was more fun.
I don't want to drop this out, but is there an issue with the name? Like, does it need to say like first name, or what did we do in the past?
Just did the first.
Yeah, what did we use? First name and last initial or something?
I think so.
Yeah.
You know what we did?
I don't know. Whatever they give me, the more is better, honestly, because there's a lot of like when I'm trying to like find them or something, if they were a winner or something, it's like, and then it's a lot of times it's in their handwriting, and I'm like, I have no idea.
All right.
Maybe if there's a last name, I can make that out a little better than the first name. So
Yeah, that's what we did.
Yeah, okay.
I
think you
might have
can narrow
like
it
if they
down.
put down their full last name, I might have just left it as an initial too, to not just like fully, because that's
Yeah.
something
Yeah,
I'm
we
still
talked
like,
about that
not
too, didn't we?
100% on.
Yeah, because Windsor put the full name and the school and the grade they were in, which
Mhm.
I thought was just a little bit too much information.
Yeah,
But, so I liked what was done this year.
yeah. I mean, I was talking with our social media person, and it's like we could technically put a little like thing in there, like make it really contracty, where it's like anything you submit is property of the town, and can be used as such. And it's like, these are kids.
Scare 'em off.
Let's not hit them with the fine print,
Yeah, I don't think
I-
we should
I-
use their last name though, unless like the parent signs off.
Yeah.
Let's just avoid it.
That's
I mean, you should be able to track them down with that information, right?
sometimes
If you had to.
if they
Given enough time, I guess.
yeah, if they actually know their phone number and wrote it legibly and all that. So
Well, I had to do some of that this year because we had some kids that they just didn't give us enough information
Yep.
to completely, to put them in the contest. So.
I know.
So I called the school and said, "Hey, I'm with the tree committee. I'm trying to get ready for the contest. Can you help me out here?" And
Mhm. Yeah, maybe I'll add that into my presentation. Like, be sure to write your name as best you can so I can read it. That'll probably help. Yeah, that's all I got on the poster contest
Okay.
tonight. Gearing up for it, but
When is your presentation?
I am trying to get it going kind of end of March, maybe the last week or two of March. That gives it about a month before Arbor Day. So the schools have got the applications for about a month. And, some kids do too, and that's fine. But it gives them enough time to kind of work on something, turn it in. And it's also kind of springy, so I think everybody's kind of thinking plans.
Okay. Then move into the Arbor Day 2026 planning.
Yeah. I'm still kind of batting around a couple ideas for places, but I still don't have anything. The other one that's really on my mind was I mentioned it earlier with Roberts. I kind of pointed out that area around around that pavilion. Again, kind of meets my criteria. What I'd like is, covered area with a picnic table, some open spots, and the trick here is I think there's a lot of underground. This is quite a mess. Whenever we've gotten locates here, there's a lot, surprisingly. In this
Huge
area.
Excel line right
Yeah, big old XL line, and then
That wouldn't be good, yeah. That wouldn't be a good demonstration.
Gas or power?
there. Power.
Power.
Yeah, you like them when they're
How you call
together,
it.
'cause then it makes a bigger explosion.
And then I'm still gonna try to pursue this area, because we'll have a pavilion here, or even just these picnic tables, right next to the splash pad, and then we can just like come down here. And the other benefit here is it doesn't have active irrigation, but it has an irrigation line we can tap into to hook up tree rings. But I don't know, has anyone been around town and thinking like, hey, this would be a sweet spot for Arbor Day?
Well, I was gonna ask you if we, well, it'll be another homework item, but everybody, at the next meeting, say if they have a place that they suggest or whatever, would March 16th then be enough time for you to put that
We
together?
almost really need to select it sooner than that.
Before
You know,
that?
options sooner are good because we're calling in 811s on these areas just as like a preliminary, like making sure they're not a rat's nest of underground utilities. Yeah, because I'm gonna try to get an 811 going on this.
So it's that along that sidewalk there,
Both sides.
along the fence?
Both sides.
Yeah,
Is
okay.
what I'm hoping for. I think I cleared it with the district. That will just,
Let's
there's a
just,
big old cottonwood
let's just
there.
do it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Oh.
maybe we should.
I definitely like it.
How many trees are you looking at then?
As many as I can. Honestly, I mean,
40, 50?
I don't know. I'd be
We're gonna
happy
need a
with
lot
like
of
7 or 8
volunteers.
again. I'll have to maybe like walk it out.
Yeah, there's a lot of space for trees
Yeah.
There is, I think.
for that cottonwood.
Yeah, there is. I think there's a bit of consideration that have to go into this. Working for the district, I knew they didn't like flowering trees next to the schools because of bees and allergies and all that stuff. So maybe not super bee attracting trees.
And some oaks attract
Yeah, wasps.
wasps, yeah.
Too, even worse. And then maybe just stuff that isn't gonna be like the size of this cottonwood hanging over these people's.
And then is there that, we get enough people like we did last year, or even more, would be nice. There a place to set up maybe a canopy or something and or parking in that area to be able to do that?
Yeah, I think so. Town Park has definitely got a lot of parking. This strip right along the road is
It's all
actually
parking.
tons of
Okay.
parking. Yeah, and it would also be like right in. I mean, definitely what I like about Town Park is it's got that pavilion. We could definitely have like the little meeting area where
Yeah.
maybe we do the formalities and the refreshments are there. But we could also set up like canopy little thing down here
I was gonna
if the day warrants
I was
it,
gonna say,
and maybe just some waters and snacks and more info
yeah.
down lower. But and then we'll really the tree consideration is just like nothing humongous, super crazy, and nothing like that's gonna attract a lot of bees being next to a schoolyard. Other than that, I'll have to pick out some good varieties. But yeah, I think I'm shooting for like 7 or 8 because I think that was a pretty good amount. I still feel like when everybody broke out last year, I still feel like some people might have felt a little weird.
What?
just I don't know. Did everybody like for people who were there?
Our group really enjoyed doing
It
it.
was just
There was a couple parents and their
Yeah, it
kids,
was
and,
fun.
Yeah.
and
but
they all
like,
got
was it a
into it.
family, or was it like multiple
It was
people?
multiple people.
Well,
Okay.
both though too. There's one that
Yeah, like
father with the
grouped up.
two
Yeah, the
little
two,
kids.
Yeah.
That was fantastic.
yeah.
Okay.
The
Yeah.
last
Well,
one left.
To me, when I was
Right.
to me when I was like going around to all of it, it looked like family unit, like business. The people I planned with were the people who came from Ursa Majors. So I feel like people like split off into their families or their whatever. Maybe people who didn't necessarily get to a tree right away. They've
I didn't get that feeling, but
maybe I'm just weird
very
like that.
sensitive.
Yeah, I think you're
I was a
projecting.
weird kid.
I think different people jumped in on different trees.
Yeah,
and,
I think
you're
I love
and
that.
from what I saw.
Okay. Well then, I love that too. I think it's great for people to come together over planting a tree. But again, that's just how I
Bond.
That's a good thing to be aware of.
personally I would look at somebody like 4 people around a tree and just be like, they've got it. I'm gonna, and, all the trees are taken. I'm just gonna grab a donut.
And then you still got to experience a little bit of Arbor Day.
It's true. But yeah, that's why I think a little more is better. Because then, maybe you just want to plant a tree with like whoever you came with or something.
So have we set a date?
Yes, we did because we wanted to put it in the calendar. It is our
Saturday, April 25th.
yes, the last Saturday in April.
25th.
I will get to work on getting locates here, making sure everything's looking good, and really just picking out the tree varieties, getting those locked down, and finding a source for them. But if locates look good, I'd love to do this area, and I've gotten the thumbs up from the higher ups at least.
You can get irrigation there then too.
And there's
Yeah.
a lot of traffic through there,
Oh yeah,
so people will really appreciate
new,
that.
new pathway up to the new park.
Last year, that was the trail for the St. Patrick's Day run, too.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, maybe there's like get involved with that and say, hey, you liked your run, come back and plant some trees. Yeah.
So where does the city property run versus the school? If you swing to the right just a little bit, the other right.
Pond. Yeah.
So this specific strip in between the fences is a weird one. If you look it up, that it's like not really in the Larimer County assessors as one or the other. But apparently, what I was told is there was kind of just an agreement that the town takes care of stuff on the west side of the sidewalk, and the school takes care of stuff on the right side. My connection with the district that I asked, he was okay with it. I mean, I'm sure we'll probably still have to make sure the irrigation runs to that side.
Or we don't get
And
any barrier.
really, because there's been no trees there, I think it was just a mowing agreement. But that's what I meant by like just kind of double check that everything's good there, because it is kind of close to the district property.
Do you want to use Roberts as a backup plan in case that doesn't work?
Roberts is a close second. I mean, there's always tons of space out at the bike park,
Yeah.
but not really great for.
Not as inviting, I don't think.
Not even that. It's just we've gotten some nasty weather on Arbor Days in the past. The exposure out there is what freaks me out.
Yeah.
Sean remembers one. It just
Oh, yeah.
rained. It snowed. It was
This is
sleeting,
really good.
and like we were standing out in the middle of a field. So having some
Okay.
reprieve from the from any possible elements is nice.
What about Pioneer?
We did Pioneer last year.
We did it
Yeah,
last
Yeah,
if you
what we
guys-
did north of the pond, and then there's
That's
that
true, there's
big
lots of space.
grass space.
That's true. And I mean, honestly, we could take them out before anybody notices, but there's like a row of trees here that are really not looking well. And then apparently there is this, there's a pickleball court getting installed right
Oh,
here.
is that what that is?
Yeah.
Oh,
And then there's like, it's either like right on this chunk, but there's area around this new playground over here that's all going to be landscaped. There is irrigation for the most part that we could tie into, and this is a little pavilion right here. We got like a single table underneath it, but nonetheless, it is a good possibility. I think it's pretty utility free. So,
Yeah.
What about the t-ball fields? Like, they have pretty brutal exposure. There's like no trees around there.
Are you talking at Town Park? The Town Park ball?
Yeah, it's near Town
what,
Park.
Fifth and,
I don't know that this is
Welch,
a
I
great idea,
think.
but
yeah,
I
it's
think
Phil Fifth and Welch.
of all the places
Oh, the
I can think of that
Northfield.
don't have any trees, it's right there.
Are there plans for that though? For
Yeah,
that?
they're
Yeah.
gonna-
remodel
Oh.
or
Town
something
Park.
there, though?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
It's
already
phase
designed.
two.
Phase 2.
Oh, something's happening to
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, that's going to
Yeah,
become
that's
part of the
the
town
one.
park.
Yeah. There's a couple other things in front of that, but yeah. Down the road, that'll probably get I look at every single turf area. I'm like, that'd be throw some trees in there. But then I always got to think of our parks department. And, people who like to,
Sit on grass.
sit on grass and play in grass.
Yeah.
Trees aren't going to interrupt that. I feel like, even on this side of Town Park, that would be incredible. I feel like
Yeah.
I'd love to make their mark on the new Town Park. Beautiful, huge, like, pavilion overhang thing right here. Tons of space.
Trees are old and have really good.
Those
canopy
cottonwoods are going to
cover
come
already.
down
know.
at some point.
Yeah.
That's the other thing.
But you have to look
That's
at
true.
the
Might
future.
be some succession.
But that's the problem.
Yeah. Yeah.
Shade it out.
No, that's
Yeah.
true. He
Oh,
seems
there's
to be
also
pretty
like
good with
that
that.
long strip, like behind the high school. It's like when it's on 8th. It's like by like a drainage area. There's like not a lot of trees there.
Oh, that they just cleaned up.
I don't know.
You guys just
Oh.
cleaned that big
Like,
by the dog park.
that was actually the district.
Oh, was
that
it?
Did that.
Okay.
Yeah,
that's
actually,
on Thompson.
the district owns this land.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm talking about 8th. Like if you're coming out of Hayes and going down. Sorry, I'm really bad with instructions, but it's like behind the high school.
Mm-hmm. Right here?
No, like behind the football field more. Like going
Down.
There's like some, but like right there. See that strip?
Are you talking about Nielsen?
So like if you go closer to the road, and then on the other side of the road, there's like there's not a lot of trees in that area right there.
Oh, right along here.
We planted some new trees.
And there's
Yeah.
like a walking path.
Mhm.
That could be a pretty place.
It's pretty
Yeah.
steep.
Yeah.
Is it?
Well, the nice thing there is that we do have irrigation through there too, but only to the existing trees. So kind of like same up here. It'd be a bit of a project, but we could. Well, at some point we're going to add so many trees to that irrigation line that it's not going to be able to keep pressure. But yeah, there's
Pump
irrigation
system
lines that we could add
Oh yeah.
too.
Great.
Yeah,
Oh.
I'm not saying we need to do Arbor Day there. I was thinking of places that could use some trees.
And yeah, I appreciate that. Thank you. I'd love to plant more trees at Nielsen for sure. It is one of our better spots. Another idea that just kind of came up today. If anyone swings by downtown, we took all of our the winter appeal, the evergreens out from the Main Street pots. So I've got about like 35 evergreen spruces. Mostly blue spruces, but there was this other variety. I think they were called like North Pole spruces or something. I've never heard of them. But they still look great. They fared through the winter very well. They're like hardly any tip die off or browning or anything like that. So I've got 35 5-gallon blue spruces, and they're talking about getting us to plant a a lot of trees out at the empty bike park right now, and I don't know. That'd be going all in, hoping that we get a big one, but we could bring them all out there and plant them all. You know, like they're 5 gallons. It would not take that long to dig a hole.
They're not-
And we'd probably like pre-select places because we don't want people like planting them, you know, off near the fence next to 287 or anything like that, just for ease of us watering it. But also a 5-gallon tree shouldn't be that hard to water for the first couple years.
You don't have irrigation out there?
No irrigation. That's another reason.
Yeah.
Anything we were going to plant out at the bike park is really increasing our
good.
watering time with anything we have out there. So we're being very strategic with how we add trees out there.
Okay.
Yeah, like if it was a cluster of them in like one area, and they weren't too closely planted to each other, kind of accounting for their mature spread and all that stuff, that could be a cool idea.
Yeah.
Because otherwise, we're going to spend all summer watering those in their pots.
Or you
Or-
plant them as a nursery for all of your Christmas trees from now.
But then we need to find that area still.
And you need to water them.
Or do you
Well,
make
that's why you
grass?
plant them in a cluster.
Rose. Do a Christmas tree
Sound
at
right,
the
dude?
bike park. I know. I was thinking Hillsdale, but we've got trees coming through Hillsdale. So, yeah, I'd love to get them in the ground. It would be a shame to just like not.
Oh, yeah.
do something with them.
You
They
could
look
find
great.
homes for those.
Yeah, they look nice.
Well, we think of some ideas between now and March
Or you can always sell 'em.
16th, and so some here.
Yeah.
Give a couple
one too,
away
if
at
you-
Arbor Day.
I was gonna say, give some away.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, those are always a gift for the poster contest winners. But one thing I've thought about this year is that, not necessarily every parent who, or like kid whose parent comes to pick up their prize is get a tree and they're like, what am I supposed to do with that? Maybe they rent or maybe they live in an apartment or some of the
Yeah.
condos or whatever are in town. So I've thought about offering like a Denver Botanical Gardens as a like I don't know if they have family passes, but get like a family pass for the Denver Botanical Gardens as a alternative prize. I think that'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, it is.
Cool.
It's a great idea.
Yeah.
I was going to say, sign me up.
Danny.
That's all right anyway.
Yeah. Did you win the prize last year, Danny?
My wife did. I did not
Oh,
enter
yeah.
the
Yeah,
competition.
I think there's an ongoing investigation.
I plead the fifth.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. If you guys think of anything, yeah, we're getting God, already flying by this year. But if you guys think of anything, that is what I'm working on frantically. Definitely getting everything ready because by next month, I think will pretty much almost be our last meeting before Arbor Day. So, I mean, we'll have the one in April, but by that point, hopefully we're not hammering anything out. Everything's just like, you gonna be there? Cool, see you there. Because that's,
Well, we'll show up wherever you end up doing it.
okay.
And I guess next month we can start looking at detailed volunteer to do what you need and that kind of thing, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
That sounds good.
Anything else anybody have on that?
Well, I'm guessing, is it Stephanie? It's already on the plugging it on social media.
Yeah. Maybe we could do like just a save the date right now until we get some more details.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah, I definitely am a little embarrassed that we don't have something lined up yet, but when we do, we'll put it on full
of
blast
course.
for sure.
Okay. Okay, if nothing else, want to move on. I wanted to touch on though the action item, just so we have that before you start your staff report. Just to clarify that, so we wanted to do, you're going to do the spreadsheet on that, right?
Mhm.
And then everybody take a look at that before the next meeting, right? And then we can kind of decide at the next meeting exactly what we want to take action on and get our 10 points. Okay.
I mean, not to make it sound so daunting or anything, but you all can group up. You don't have to divide and conquer. You know, if you pick out 2 that add up to 5, and you know everybody wants to work on them or anything, I think it'd be good to see what everybody's interested in and talk about like, oh, I think it'd be cool to do this, and then maybe we could talk about how to break it out. And you know, I wouldn't say like it all has to be your personal homework. You all can group up and all that.
No more than 3 people.
Yeah.
No more than 2.
Just don't communicate.
Yeah. Figure it out through
That's even semaphores count. Okay.
Anyway, but Randy, thanks for taking it on.
Yeah.
Appreciate that.
Either get it done tomorrow or the day after. So
and maybe with that list we could do like 2026, 2027.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
have the future.
Could be
Yeah.
kind of a running
You know,
spreadsheet.
because
Yeah.
again, some of these take a little bit of foresight. Like they gonna take a little bit of
yeah,
So.
we don't, like somebody said, we don't want to burn up all our points in 1 year. So
Yeah.
we'll plan it out.
Oh, and the other one was what Sean brought up about what a motion for some kind of statement for the
Right.
town board, right? And take that up on the 16th also. All right. Okay. That's what I had. And anybody else?
Do you want me to contact Allison about Master Gardeners at Birthday?
Yeah, I don't think that's too
Is it-
early. Cause
No, it's actually, this is when she usually puts out the calendar and everybody like jumps on it.
Oh,
so.
sweet. Yeah, if this is a good time for her and it's not too early.
No, it's not.
Yeah, because usually I have, I guess just the month before in May. So yeah, if we jump on that now, and if it's a yearly calendar, you might as well throw Oktoberfest in there. If it's a yearly calendar,
Yeah, it is.
yeah. You need. Well, it's the first Saturday in June.
Yep.
And then the first Saturday in October.
But it is,
Oktoberfest
it's a
knowledge?
Where we
good,
get our,
Yeah.
because people like sign up for this
where
stuff
we get our gardening
ahead of time,
advice.
because there's a lot of
Yeah.
different,
Things in the
yeah.
That's
those
great.
guys.
I
It's great.
I
Look
don't
it all
think I
out.
might talk to you
Yeah.
about it, so. Get more outreach out of the library. So, all right, I can talk to you after the meeting about that.
Anything else? Okay. And we go on to the staff report, Paul.
Not a long one this time. Got. Oh, did anyone take any better pictures than this at STEM night? This is just a picture of really the room set up before the kids came at STEM night. So actually, we got the same exact room as last year. So it was great. A lot of fun kids. We had a hectic night, as they always are, but it was fun. We took down the finally took down our holiday lights. We got a lift, and we actually double teamed it with our lift we rented and our bucket truck, which just made it go. I mean, takedown's always pretty quick, but this made it go. We had it done within hours, basically, so that was pretty nice. I'm lining up a weird removal. This is kind of like no man's land between new development and an old development. We've got this nice, mature Russian olive right in between them. I've actually got that lined up to get removed this week. So that's just something I've been doing.
Are you guys going to do that yourselves, or?
I'm going to get a contract out because
Yeah, it looks like
a little
it's
bit of
tricky.
guidance.
Oh, it's on the fence.
Yeah.
It's up the hill from me.
Is it?
My guys went to Pro Green. I was not able to attend. I was kind of busy. So they went to Pro Green. If anyone's unfamiliar with Pro Green, it's like the industry expo for everything landscaping, arborist, all outdoorsy careers, and they've got some really cool, very informative topics they covered. This was just a picture he added. Just show me this week. Our bulb pots, like I said, we took out our winter appeal and our spring appeal is now in there. They have been just going.
Nuts.
They were blown up. This was last week. Unfortunately, it got pretty cold over the weekend. Some of our irises didn't like it. But those are out on Main Street. I'm sure after we hit 70s tomorrow, those things are going to be looking really happy. We had to do a little bit of clearance off the fence line at the town ball fields for the installation of a new net. And so I actually worked with the homeowner, discussing what the town needed in terms of clearance, and he was okay with it. So we went ahead and did our cuts to make the clearance, and the net is on its way. It looks like the poles were installed with this clearance, so it should just hopefully protect this house from some road foul balls or home runs. And also, actually, while we were out there that day, we got a tip that we had a hung up hanger of an elm branch over. This is Vincent, and we were just in the area with our saws and our truck, and we just, we'll go take care of it. So we had neighborhood services come over and just help us make contact with the homeowner. They were totally cool with us taking care of it. But yeah, this was like hanging directly over the road and parking, so it was a little sketchy, but it was cleaned up quite nicely. And then this is something I'm working on also. This is at Town Park.
Ooh.
It's an ash branch that has kind of got this concerning split right through the middle of it. Why it's not just cut right now is because we only have 2 ash trees in Town Park, and this specific one, it really only forks into 2 branches, and this is like the smaller of the 2 branches, and it is the biggest union in the 2 branches. So basically, if we just cut it out, it wouldn't leave much for the second branch. Like the next best cut, if we just cut it out, would be cut it at the base of the tree, which would leave it all lopsided and weird. So actually, what I'm going to do is I got some quotes on getting it cabled and braced, and so we got some plans to put some bolts through this lower section where it's cracked, and then a dynamic brace up in the branch. Should hopefully just kind of brace that branch and hopefully keep these ash trees looking safer and nicer.
Yeah.
But it's not that bad. It's only on this side. I was up in my bucket truck taking this photo. The other side doesn't have the crack, so not like a, it's not great. We can still act on it. Otherwise, yeah, we would have cut it down already. So just trying to keep it in good condition. And then my crew got a complaint from the streets department about some trees. This is that interchange from First as it links up to 287 heading north. We got some complaints from the streets department that visibility for southbound traffic was kind of hard at a intersection just which would be behind the photo taker in this. So we cleared out these scrubby. It was elms and Siberian elms and Russian olives in this ditch. So we just went out there and just cut them out, chipped them up, and hopefully sight is a little better for people turning out of that county road.
Well,
Not much else. Still keeping up on trainings, and the expo took up a good week of my guys' time. And they are doing a little bit here and there with tree inventory, but as we're finding, we've got the town's tree inventory pretty well caught up. If you don't consider that DBHs haven't been updated in like 5 years, so that's a whole other conversation we're having. But yeah, that's what's been up in the forestry world.
Did you talk about adding another employee? Did that already happen, or are you going to do that for the seasonal?
It's going to happen for my other department, open space. We're trying to give them a little more help for they just got the bike park a couple years ago, and we could still really use help out there. But I think this new position will really be helping out forestry a
yeah,
lot
I
as
see.
well. So we're just happy to have somebody else, helping our departments out. We would definitely still use it. So I'll just direct them where to go,
Mm-hmm.
where the workload is.
Swing employee, that's good. Yeah. Okay,
So that's it for me.
is that it as far as that? Anybody else have anything that want to cover? Okay. Then if there's nothing else, we'll call it, what, 7:27 to adjourn?
I'm sorry, guys. I'm hungry too. Let's go home. I don't shut up sometimes.
Oh, I did want to, it's down on there, but the next meeting is the 16th.